Spencer, another narrow defeat. Your reaction?
Very similar to last week, Tunbridge. I thought we are learning. We're becoming more physical. We're playing probably the most physical, strong, direct side in the league. And I thought we didn't deserve to lose again. I think that is. I'm interested to see your view on it when we see the tape. It looks like a handball in the first 5 minutes, blatant handball, and don't get that penalty. We've had the best chance of the first half with Connor clean through, but he has a poor touch and gives the keeper a chance to save it. And they've just had sniffs off our mistakes. They've got set pieces, we've had set pieces, and we've just got done with one poor goal. But I can't fault the effort, and I think defensively we look quite sound. As you can see, we're not, touch wood, getting the hammerings we have had before against some of the best sides. They're unbeaten. But I think they should show us a bit more respect. We gave them a hell of a game. They're pitting 10 men behind the ball. We just don't quite yet have the quality up front. So we've got a good base, and we've now got to try and develop that moving forward, because clearly the problem is we're not scoring goals. So I think we gave a hell of an account of ourselves. I thought the fans behind the goal in particular were fantastic. And it's frustrating because I don't think we're getting what we quite deserve at the moment, but we're close, and that will turn. We're playing some of the best sides in the division generally at the moment, and obviously we've got one of the very best again coming up next week. So it is tough at the moment, but most importantly with the team is the strength at the back, and I think we're generally strong at the back. I thought all the defenders today were magnificent, and they didn't really have any chances that we didn't give them. Soft ones. I know they hit the post, but as I said, we've had the best chance the first half, penalty in the first half, arguably a push on Seth for a penalty in the second half, and we've given it everything. But we know we're lacking a cutting edge at the moment. But we'll move forward, and so the biggest problem we've got is, if you look, the oldest player we've got is 25, and you could easily say today was men against boys, but we stood up and were counted. So there's a lot of credit in that. But now we've got to take that forward and find the cutting edge and start picking up some points in the future weeks.
And we're a big underdogs today. Do you think it was a good performance despite the result?
Yeah, I mean, look, we had a game plan. We matched them up. They didn't expect it. You saw their frustrations. They were trying to change it. They're making excuses. Credit where credit's due. I thought generally we were excellent, and I think we edged the first half. So we've had the best chance of the game. Should have had a penalty, and they've had next to nothing except for 2 little mistakes from us where they've, squeezed in and had set pieces. So. It was an even game. Again, I think if this had ended up a draw, no one would have complained. But it's a poor goal from us. But it's hard to criticise the back 4 or 5 when they've defended very well against, let's be honest, a very strong physical side. They were head and shoulders favourites to win today, but we gave them a hell of a game. Whatever anybody says, and I'm proud of the effort we're putting in with the circumstances we're under. But I'm desperate, obviously, to find that cutting edge to start scoring some goals.
And another red card this week. Louis Dunn sent off for 2 yellows.
Yeah, unfortunate. The referee we lost control of where he was. There were so many. This was a foul. That wasn't a foul. There was no consistency. They're soft yellows, very soft yellows to say the least. But that makes life difficult next week. We had a behind closed doors friendly with lots of trialists and lads that needed minutes on Wednesday night. It wasn't very successful, and so. We've got 1 or 2 we're looking at, but unfortunately they're very much of the same sort of very young players having been released by clubs. So, we know where we are. We want players to stay and fight for their places. I thought Andrew Blake came in. He was the one bright spark from Wednesday night. He came in and he tired, which is why we took him off. But I thought he did quite well. It was it's a very tough game to come into today, and we know how difficult Tiverton are. It's a very long way. The pitch is not the greatest, and they are an exceptional team of pros, basically coming out of loans from Exeter and Plymouth, and he's got them playing some exceptional football. I see they've lost today, so they're a very, very good side, and it's a long distance game again. And I think people would have said these next 2 games we've just had today and next Saturday, we're not expected to get a lot, but we're very unfortunate today, and we've got a very difficult game next week. But then we've got games that you would look at and go, teams around us that we can start to pick up points, but we do need to improve the cutting edge in the side, and obviously not having Connor or Louis next week's not going to help.
No Andrew Seeley-Harris today?
No, he's made himself unavailable for selection at the moment, which is his decision. We're still talking to him. We'd like him to play. He agreed to play, but now he's changed his mind again. So, obviously the club will receive considerable compensation if he leaves, if he signs for another club. But we're trying to find him pro deals, and it's his decision, not ours. He's not playing football at the moment, won't be. So we'll see what happens, but he's not made himself available for selection at the moment.
And as you say, Tiverton next week, they gave us a hammering here last season, 7-0.
Yeah, and I think what was disappointing, the defence have just been very upset in the dressing room. They're going every week, you know, we're doing our job. I know we've conceded one poor goal, and I do get that, but what I think at the moment is different. As much as we're very young and the circumstances with the club being closed, etc., you know, it's just unbelievable, really, the circumstances we find ourselves in. But what do? You know, the club doesn't have the money, so do we go and borrow money and put the club back into debt? Do we genuinely believe the season's going to finish? Personally, most people know my views. I've said it till I'm blue in the face. I don't think there's hope in hell. So what do? We've got a bunch of youngsters, and you've seen in the last few games how hard they're working. And we've been unfortunate against Tunbridge, you know, and we were unfortunate again today, you know, and you saw the strength and physicality of what Taunton brought. And yeah, we can have good days and bad days. I was very disappointed at Wimborne. I know we lost in to two errors in the last 10 minutes. You know, but I was disappointed with the level of performance there. I have to say the pitch was unbelievably bad. But besides that, we are competing in, you know, Gosport possibly side. We're in every game, and there's small margins. But yeah, it's obvious where our problem is. We don't look particularly threatening. I mean, we've got Connor clean through, no one anywhere near him, and he overruns it 10 yards, which gives the keeper the opportunity to come out and smother it as he tries to go round him. So we know where the problems lie. Obviously next week very difficult, as you say. We got hammered by Tiverton, so we can't exactly go there and go gun-ho, or we could face another hammering. They've generally been in fantastic form and a very exciting side, so we've got to go there with a game plan, which we had today and we had at Tunbridge. And on another day, you know, we could have taken Tunbridge to penalties, and today we could have got a point or more. And as I said, that to me, it's probably a penalty in the first half. It looks Stonewall, he's got his hand up. Why is the ref not giving it? You know, Connor's clean through. We've got to be taking those chances. And we haven't, and we've got punished again. But I can't fault the effort, you know, there. And I said we've got a strong base at the moment, and we've now just got to tinker and work hard at the one training session we do a week at the moment due to safety, and to try and improve that and possibly look at some other players. But on what money? You know, we're literally, you know, I had a player this week who refused to come unless he was guaranteed starts. You know, he's never played at this level before. You know, he's come out of a pro club. There's some bizarre stuff going on at the moment, and then all these national clubs are receiving all this money, so now they don't want to release anybody because they're all receiving tons of money. So it's not easy at the moment. It will settle down, and as I said, I'm really proud of the effort today. I don't want to take anything away. I thought we were worthy of more than we got. The game plan worked pretty well, and unfortunately they had the one moment and they took it and we didn't. So, you know, we've got to take a slightly longer term period view. We're still here. We're living more than in our means, which at the moment is almost zero, and we've really given them a close run. And said they think they're going to be right at the top. So, you know, we're desperate though for that first win. And, you know, we've got long trip Saturday, and then we've got Beaconsfield at home, and then I think we've got Harrow coming up, and we've got Hendon coming up. And, you know, with all due respect to those sides, they're not the big budget sides that we're facing at the moment. So, you know, we've just got to be sensible and realise in the situation that, you know, positivity, we're still here, we're not spending money we don't have. But yeah, it's difficult, you know. What do we do? Do we go and bring in some experienced players? We don't have the money for it, so we put ourselves into debt in a season that, it'd be a brave man who thinks this season's going to finish. I mean, it'd be a very brave man. So why would you do that? But don't get me wrong, it's incredibly frustrating. We don't like losing games, but I'm sure the fans saw by the ovation when when we left. It's not due to a lack of effort, and, you know, we're close and we're desperate for that first win. So we just got to keep moving forward, and hopefully it'll come soon.
Hey, thanks, Spencer, and good luck for next week.
Thanks, Tom.